Hi, I'm Kelly Codiana, and I have Cora with me today to do our practice. Today's practice is, I'm going to start talking about the pelvis, the alignment of the pelvis, and we're going to work into some strength building poses, down dog, plank pose, forearm plank. I have Cora starting in hero's pose right now. I wanted her to start in hero's pose to just take some deep breaths. Cora, I'm going to have you inhale, reach your arms out to a T. Good. Take a nice deep breath, extend long through the back of the neck. Nice job. And relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel an imaginary string from the crown of the head, reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. Good. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to lower your arms down, right by your side body. And when our pelvis is in a clock shape, right hip at 3 o'clock, left hip at 9, tailbone and pelvic bone at 6 o'clock, navel at 12 o'clock. So take an inhale here. And a long exhale, pull the belly to the spine, stacking the ribs right over the hips. Now we're going to take some rib cage breath. So take your hands onto your ribs and take a nice deep breath into the front of the ribs, the right rib, the left rib, and the back of the body. The back of the ribs. On that exhale, feel the belly pull back towards the spine. Nice job. Take an inhale. Let's reach those arms out wide to a T. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, lower the arms straight down by your side body. Good. Inhale, reach your arms nice and wide. And then on your exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart into a prayer. Resting your thumbs right against your breastbone, just take a moment right here. Slow, deep breathing in. And we're going to prepare to go right into our practice. Just take a moment to set an intention. Closing the eyes and feeling as if you can really embody that intention. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right onto hands and knees. So you're just going to come onto hands and knees. You can turn whatever way feels natural. I'm going to take that. Let's take that block and just put it off to the side. Good. Now, on hands and knees, we're finding a box shape from armpit to hip, hip over the knee, press down into the shins, press down into the hands. Lengthen the tail back slightly without putting a lumbar curve in your lumbar, right there. So little inward curve at the base of the spine. Take an inhale here. And on an exhale, slide your right leg straight back behind you. Toes down on the mat or on the floor. Take a nice deep breath here. So in this balance and stability pose, we want the hips to be even and the inner thigh to strengthen. Take a long breath here. Now reach your left arm forward, lift up through your belly. So this is a preparation for plank pose. We're using our limbs to strengthen our core. Take an inhale. Good. Exhale. Bring your pinky down and turn your thumb open to externally rotate the arm and the shoulder. Good. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, bring your knee down and bring your hand down to the floor. Good. Just take a moment to just wag your tail side to side, shake your hips out. Good. All right, take an inhale here, and now do the opposite leg. Reach back through that left leg, toes down. Couple slow breaths, feel the inner thigh connection, so internal rotation of that left leg. All coming from your core, centering, leveling the hips. With an inhale, reach your right arm forward. Nice job, couple slow breaths. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the thumb up, the palm, the pinky down. Feeling that shoulder in its socket. And nice deep breath. So we want level ribs and hips. Good. Lengthen the tail. Good. One more breath here. Nice job. Bring that right hand and left knee down. We're going to just take a pause and rest in child's pose. Bring your toes together, knees apart. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Nice job resting here. Forehead down, neck long. Good. Nice breath into the back of the heart and the low back. All right. So We're gonna come up onto hands and knees on an inhale. Set up you're gonna prepare for our dog pose. So downward facing dog. Take an inhale, walk your hands forward 1 inch. And good. Push down, starting with your hands. We start this pose with our hands, work up our arms, up our spine, through our hips, and down our legs. So take an inhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Nice job, go slowly, breathe here. So from the hands pressing down, inner palm, the L part of the hand, working down through that inner hand to externally rotate those inner arms. Good. In order to strengthen this part of your upper back, it's very common for people to sort of want to drop their head way down like this. They feel like they're getting more stretch, but in order to build the strength in this whole upper back area, that space between neck and shoulders, I'm gonna just sort of give the ears that neck lengthen so the ears are in line with the arms. Nice deep breath here. And to get more into the abdominals, more into the core, I'm gonna have you draw your front ribs to your back ribs. Bend your knees, pull your front ribs toward your back ribs. There you go, good. Maintaining the ears in line with the arms. Take a long breath in. Send the hips to the sky. There you go. So you get this perfect long straight line of energy. Nice deep breath. Without locking your knees, lift your heels even higher. See how high you can lift those heels up. Good, bend those knees, keeping the torso as it is on your exhale. Move your thighs back. And then descend the heels down slowly. Perfectly fine if the heels do not touch the floor. Take an inhale, couple breaths here. Good. So we want this inverted V-like position from the arms through the hips and down those legs. Good. Take an inhale and a long exhale. And on your next inhale, we're going to come into a plank pose. So you're going to shift your weight forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Nice job. Good. Slow, deep breathing. Now I'm going to stand back here. I want you to walk your feet back 1 inch, heels over the toes. Really strong through those inner thighs, through the legs. There you go. Lengthen the entire body from your head to your heels. Feel those front ribs lift slightly. So it's as if you were ironing all the wrinkles out of your shirt. Take an inhale here. Good. Exhale, move up and back into your next down dog pose. Nice job. Keeping those ears in line with the arms to build this upper back strength. And the muscles, these rhomboid muscles between those shoulder blades, very common for those muscles to get weak. We are a society of staring at our devices, and so it's just so common today for this upper back area to get weak. So take an inhale and come back into your, return to your plank pose. Good. Lift up through the belly button, lift up through the ribs, and feel long here. Yeah, good. Come down onto your right forearm, and then your left forearm. So here we are in forearm plank. Now, always feel free to take your knees down to the floor. So bring your knees down to the floor to see how it feels to do a modified forearm plank. Pull up through the ribs. Good. Shift your weight forward just slightly. Keep lifting the belly. Good. Take an inhale here. Lift up the ribs a little bit more. Shift forward just a bit more without your arms. Good. Lift up the ribs. Good. Take an inhale. Nice job. On your exhale, we're going to lower the hips into a Sphinx pose. Good. Separate your feet as wide as the mat. Good. Keep your pelvis grounded. Tail moving back. Good. Strong legs and strong feet. Nice job. Take an inhale. Come all the way down to the floor. And good. Take your arms nice and wide to a T. Forehead down. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Bring your feet a little closer together from here for a modified locust pose. I'm gonna have you lift your right leg just a little bit, just hover it like an inch or two, get long, and then lower. And then try your left leg, lift and lengthen, and then lower. And take an inhale, keep your feet grounded, your pelvic bone grounded, and float your upper body, arms, head, shoulders up. Nice slow breath here. Good. Gaze down at the front edge of that mat so the neck lengthens. Good. Breathe, deep, slow breath. 2 more breaths here. So again, we're working on this whole upper back extensors. Nice job. Take an inhale, come down slowly. And rest here. And just take a moment to breathe in. And let your body surrender and let go into the floor. Good. Now we're going to take those arms, slide them down by your side body as if you had side pockets, and you actually have kind of side pockets in your pants. So slide them down your legs. Take an inhale. Keep your feet grounded down and lift your upper body once again. Nice job. So it's as if you're reaching your fingers toward your toes. Good. And if you don't have any back pain, your lower back, you can lift your legs up and go for long legs. Good. Breathe here. Less lifting in the legs, less lifting. Good. Lift your heart a little bit higher if possible. Good. Take an inhale. 2 more breaths if possible. Good. Nice job. So Cora has a lot of strength here in her back to hold this position. It's very common for people not to be able to hold this like this. So take an inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to slowly make our way down. And when you get down, bring your hands under your shoulders. With a strong arm, push down into your hand. Take a child's pose. Exhale. Good. I'm just going to take a moment to breathe and restore the spine. So after doing all that work in your whole back, especially the upper back, we're just going to take some resting breaths here. All right. So we're going to come back into dog pose, downward facing dog, and then we're going to come back into a plank pose. And this time I'm going to teach you a plank modification. So we're going to take an inhale, lift your hips, feel length, and good. Now Cora knows we're working on this upper back strength. I saw her bring her head right in line with her arms. She's learning that. So drop your head and just feel how good it feels. Often it feels so good to just let your head go, but it's as if you're looking at your device, like we're always looking down at our phones, and that is what weakens this area. So working on building this strength, getting the ears in line with the arms, is going to build that upper body strength. Now, to not hang out here in this low back, pull the front ribs to the back ribs without rounding, without going into flexion. Visualize this natural curves of your spine. Take 3 deep breaths here. So in classes, in bigger size classes, people can't drop their heels because usually hamstrings are really tight in many people. So with usually hamstring tightness, what I have people do is bend the knees. Cora doesn't have tight hamstrings because she can drop her heels down, but pretend you have tight hamstrings. Lift your heels. There you go. And she knows exactly what to do to start to loosen up the hamstrings. It starts from like the pelvis. She lifted her pelvic bone toward her tailbone and then slowly open up through the backs of the legs. And the last thing to come down is those heels, the heels moving down. Good. Nice job. Come forward into plank. I'm going to come over here. So with a modified plank, I'm just going to fix your shirt. So drop your knees down. So tricky in a modified plank is to not hang into that lower back, you did great. So it's like your tail wants to reach down toward your knees, the belly wants to pull in and up, and there you go, you're getting strong there in your core. Do you feel the difference?
Totally.
Yeah. So hang in your back and just see how it feels. And this is often what I see, this like dipping in the back and pull up from here to build strength from front to back. Good. Take an inhale here. Try not to lock your elbows, a little bend. The little micro bend in the elbows is also going to build that bicep strength. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. Can you bring your shins down or flatten your feet? Yeah. Good. One more deep breath. Nice job. Exhale. Good. Take your child's pose. Exhale, press. Inhale and exhale, press back. Good. So we're just going to take a moment to breathe here into that whole back body. Now, the other thing that I see often is tight. Like people are really, really tight up here. So turn your palms to the sky and then bend your elbows and track your elbows back just a little bit. Almost like this is a really great way to lengthen and soften this entire upper back area, to just bend the elbows and turn the palms towards the ceiling. It's going to start to relax this upper back. I'm going to take a block right under the forehead. Tell me how this feels, Cora, with a block under your forehead. So the difference, how does that feel?
Great.
Yeah. So Cora doesn't have a lot of tightness up here, but for most people who do have tightness in their upper back, putting this underneath the forehead, what it does is it just gets the head to be in line with the back so the neck can lengthen and start to relax these muscles. Take about 3 more breaths like this. Good. All right, on your inhale. All right, come up on an in. Nice slow breath in. Good. All right, walk your hands forward. And what we're gonna do is some yogi push-ups. This is gonna be the last strength building practice that we're gonna do. So keep your ribs up, micro bend in the elbows. And so yogi push-ups are a little bit different than like push-ups that traditional, like in the exercise world. We draw the elbows back and in. We're gonna slowly lower the chest. Good. Take an inhale and push right back up. Nice job. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Bending those elbows, elbows back and in. Perfect. Press up. Core strength. 1 more. And nice job. Press up. And send your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Good. Nice job. I'm going to put the block back under your forehead, turn the palms towards the ceiling, and bend the elbows. And we're just going to hang out here and breathe. Letting that breath fill you and empty. So this is a strength building practice. Always knowing that bringing your knees down to the floor at any time during plank or forearm plank is always an option. You're really putting your knees down will take the pressure off your neck and shoulders and off your lower back. So I always try to teach people to modify their poses. All right. So come up slowly with an inhale. And good. Let's come right back into the hero's pose. Or maybe you want to sit in a cross-legged Indian style pose. You want to try, let's sit up on this. So we're going to close our practice sitting with a neutral pelvis. So let's find our neutral pelvis. Sitting up on a block helps to soften the hip flexors and build that core strength. Closing the eyes here and pausing. Nice job. Let's bring our hands to prayer. Returning to that intention. Namaste.